Hi, it's Liz from G-Mum's Place again, back with another book review. This time it's Bloodline by Lynda La Plante, published in 2011 with 486 pages. This is the 7th in the Anna Travis series. Here is the synopsis. Detective Chief Inspector Anna Travis faces immense pressure as she takes charge of her first ever solo investigation. And Detective Chief Superintendent James Langton is watching her every move. Alan Rawlins has been reported missing. When Anna begins to investigate, she discovers an intricate web of lies and secrets surrounding the life of this seemingly quiet and studious young man. Inside the flat he shared with his girlfriend, on carpet hidden in their bedroom, is an ominous pool of blood, but no body, no overt trace of a struggle, no clues as to his whereabouts. Could Rawlins have been the victim or even the killer? Admissible evidence is thin, and yet the more truths Anna uncovers, the more complex the case becomes. As the pressure mounts on her to make an arrest, Langton fears that Anna is losing control of the investigation. But in the wake of a devastating tragedy in her own life, Anna's determination to break open this case knows no bounds. Here are the first paragraphs. The first blow to his head made his body lurch sideways, striking his face against the bedside cabinet. The pain was excruciating. As he tried to fend off his attacker, the punch to his ribs forced him back against the pillow. He couldn't even cry out. The gag made sure of that. Over and over again the punches slammed into his body, but now it wasn't a fist that hit him, it was a club hammer, and he could feel the bones in his face splinter. Blood seeped into his eyes and streamed from his nose as yet again the hammer struck, this time with such force that his head lolled over the side of the bed. Incapable of moving or seeing, he could feel the sheet being dragged over him and around his inert body like a shroud. His attacker was using the blood-sodden sheet to slide him from the bed onto the floor. Moments later, he realized he was being dragged out of the bedroom. As he was dumped into the bath, the tap struck him and part of the sheet covering his face fell back, but still he was incapable of making a sound. Even when the water began to run over him, he could do nothing to help himself. A terrible darkness swamped him as he sank into unconsciousness. Blood clotted his nostrils and his mouth was swollen from the beating, which had broken his front teeth and forced them into his lip. And yet he was still alive as his body was rolled over and the sheet was drawn away from him. The blood mixed with the running water, swirling down the plug hole beneath his broken face. Sometime later he felt something being poured over him and hands patting and rubbing at his limbs. For a brief moment his mind woke as if there was a glimmer of a chance he would survive. This hope gave him the strength to try and move his limbs. He thrashed and kicked, but his attempts were thwarted as he felt hands squeezing at his throat. Then his head was wrapped so tightly that he could no longer breathe, and there was no hope. This was the murder that Anna Travis had to investigate, but she had no body as the perpetrators had disposed of the body and weren't talking as to where it was. I am obviously not a fan of the English type of crime drama, as this is the second of its type that I've read this year, and I didn't like this one either. I didn't find the book thrilling, although on the front cover it tells us that it is an above suspicion thriller. I found it extremely hard to read and seemed to take forever to read it. I had to give myself a break from it and read 3 other books while reading this one. I love to read all sorts of books, all sorts of genre, from young adult adventure to old lady romances, from science fantasy through action thrillers to science fiction and beyond, but I just couldn't get into this particular book. I apologise to Lynda La Plante that I couldn't give her book any more than 2 stars on Goodreads. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, smash the like button, and say hi in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this video.